Large oil rig, the most known monument in Rust. Characterized by its 23 scientists, heavy scientists, locked crate, and all of the loot crates, this is the monument to make progress in your life. In this video, I'll be showing you how to do oil rig the quickest way by speedrunning to the locked crate, and while doing so, we do the bare minimum. But before we start, I want to go over what steps we need in order to complete the rig. The end goal is the locked crate. In order to open this crate, we need to activate it. To activate it, we need to access the room. How do we access the room, you may ask? A red card. What's that? The card you get after you get yourself into the blue room. Where's the blue room? That's either in train yard or water treatment. To get into the blue room, we need a blue card. And now, the last part of our checklist, how to get the blue card. We buy it with 100 scrap. So, we spawn, and the first goal we have is to get 100 scrap and buy a blue card in Outpost. Me and my teammate get pretty lucky since somebody forgot to loot a body and my teammate killed a farmer to set up a quick 2x2. We don't actually need the base, but since we had the materials anyway, we decided to set up a quick base. After we got ourselves the blue card, we headed to train yard and made ourselves our way to the blue room. In the meantime, we bumped into some people. And we actually lost our blue card. The guy we killed had more than 100 scrap, so we could just buy a new one. This time we had a prior to run to train yard. We did the puzzle, got into the blue room, obtained our red card, grinded all of our components from the blue room, and made our way back to base. If you decide not to build a base, you have two options. In case you have 250 scrap, you can buy yourself a boat in a fishing village. But if you have less, you're gonna need to make a tier 1 workbench and buy the kayak blueprint in the fishing village and craft one just outside the fishing village with your tier 1 workbench. But since we had enough scrap, we made all the stuff we needed in order to do oil rig in our base. This is a small checklist we cross off before going to the oil rig. Compound bows to kill a couple scientists from far out, a crossbow, cloth, a bit of fuel, gear, and most importantly, the red card. We made our way into the nearest fishing village and bought ourselves a wooden boat. This wooden boat would of course be used to travel towards the oil rig. On arrival, we tried to park the boat at a decent amount of distance so the scientists can barely hurt us. We make sure layer 1 and 2 are completely cleared, and at that moment you're pretty safe to get on the monument. In this run we got super lucky and we got a custom SMG out one of our first scientists. This is actually very rare, but since we had it, we might as well use it. This really boosted our run, since of course this deals a lot more damage than a crossbow. Now, this is the route you want to take in order to kill the scientist, the safest and quickest. First you get out to docks. Make yourself your way up the ladder. You go to the opposite side of the oil rig, go up the stairs. Go to green room. Jump up these boxes onto pipes. Now use these pipes to boost yourself one more layer up into the so-called spot secret. Here you can get a super nice angle on the scientist coming down from the stairs and pretty much kill every scientist without really taking a lot of damage. This strat works incredibly well with the compound bow, since for every hit you give a scientist, they will run back for 5 seconds and run back at you. In these 5 seconds you can easily recharge your bow and get ready for your next shot. Also, quick note, make sure to farm the scientists. They drop 20 cloth each, which is of course free healing. At this point we can get into the red room. This room contains a leak crate which can contain very good loot, but unfortunately it didn't. We did get an airdrop which we called immediately, so when we would be done with the heavy scientist, that will be on the rig. If you also get a drop and decide to do this, make sure to call this drop in the middle of the rig, since the airdrops in this game have a bit of deviation. Now onto the heavy scientist. Call the crate and use the same spot as earlier for the normal scientist. You also have a fallback spot in case you get really low health. By killing them this way, you can easily loot them a couple times and maybe get lucky with a weapon which will make it a lot easier. I've got a couple strats for defending counters on Horrorbook, but that'll be for another video. So if you've made it this far into the video, make sure to let me know in the comments if you want that. Alright, once you've killed all the heavy scientists, you've done it. Now, all you have to do is wait for the clock to run down. Make sure you watch for counters instead of looking at the laptop. I just wanted the school counter for the video. And now, yup, this is just the beginning. Good luck out there. Welcome to Rust.
Please get very good.